How y'all doing? It's old Judge here again. So today I want to tell you about old Gideon in the Bible. You know, he was one of the judges. It is in the book of Judges, actually. And it was in chapter 6. Now, old Gideon, he didn't think too highly of himself. But old God, he come to him. Now, Gideon didn't know it was God. He thought it was just some feller. But it was an angel of the Lord. So he was talking to old Gideon. He said, Gideon, he said, you going to be a valiant warrior. And old Gideon said, no, I don't. Pretty sure not. He said, no. He said, you is. And he said, no. He said, my family is the weakest family in Manasseh, and I'm the youngest one. He said, it ain't going to be me. He said, oh, yeah. He said, you going to be a big and you going to be strong. He said, you know what? I don't know if I believe you, but I like the things you're talking about. He said, you just hang on right here. He said, I'm going to get you something to eat. He went and got him some goats, some bread, some flour, stuff like that. Brought it back. That feller, or the angel, he said, put her on that rock right there. So he did. He said, pour that broth over. He poured that broth on top of it. And that angel of the Lord, he took his staff, touched that rock, and it burst into flames. And then all of a sudden, he just disappeared. Gideon said, what in the cat hair just happened here? So he was amazed. He said, Lord's with me. So he went. His daddy, he had some old Baal or Baal, what you want to call him. He said the other God that ain't the real God. He had some some altars that he'd been worshiping with. Well, old Gideon, he was still scared. He went in the middle of the night, tore down them altars, burnt them, and sacrificed some bulls to them. Well, his daddy's family, they did not like that, not one bit. Well, but his daddy, he took care of him. He defended him. He said, look, I tell you what, we ain't going to hurt old Gideon. He said, if old Baal wants to get mad, he said, old Baal's going to have to take care of it himself. Well, then, the Medians was coming over the Jordan River. They was going to fight them Israelites. Well, old God come up on a Gideon. He said, you going to have to go take them out. And old Gideon said, all right then, but I still ain't real sure about this. He said, I tell you what. He said, I got this here fleece blanket that my mama made me. I'm going to put it on the ground here, and overnight, you let the dew get on the blanket, but not on the ground around it. He said, then I believe you. Well, next morning, come real early, old Gideon got up. He took that fleece blanket that was dry all around it. He wrung that sucker out, filled a bowl up with water, had so much dew on it. Well, old Gideon said, that's amazing. But you know what? I tell you what, still ain't 100% sure. So I tell you what, let's try her one more time. And this time I'm going to put this fleece blanket down and just get the ground wet around it, but not the fleece blanket. How about that? Well, next morning woke up, that blanket was just as dry as a bone. And old Gideon said, well, must be God, must be real. He said, because that's amazing. Well, here them Medians, there was a bunch of them. I mean, there was so many of them, they didn't know what they was going to do. Well, by this time, word got around that old Gideon was blessed by God. And all them Israelites and all them other people, they was going to back him up. Well, old God come to old Gideon. He said, you don't need all them people. He said, you got me behind you. He said, we send some of them on fellers home. He said, we don't need that many people. Well, old Gideon, he went to them because God told him, he said, tell them if they're scared and they don't want to go fight, just tell them they're going home. Well, old Gideon did. 22,000 of them said, you know what? I think I hear my mama calling me. See y'all. And they left. Well, there was 10,000 of them left. Old God said, that's still too many of them. We don't need that many of them. We take care of them old Medians. So he said, here's what we're going to do. Gideon, you tell them to go down to the river and get them something to drink. You watch them. And if they bend down and drink water and lap it up like a dog, we're going to make them go back to their tents. But now if they pick it up with their hands and drink it standing up, we're going to keep them. Well, that's what he did. Well, of all them fellers, it's a bunch of dogs apparently. There was only 300 of them out of the 10,000 that didn't lick that water up like a dog. I tell you what. So that's what they did. He took them 300 of them, split them up into 3 groups. He gave them all ram's horns and give them pots, some torches, He said, here's what we're going to do. Y'all just follow my lead. They snuck down there on them Medins in the middle of the night. Old Gideon, he took his ram's horn, started blowing his ram's horn. He said, toot, 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 and they dropped their pots on the ground and they lit their torches. Well, them Medins, they thought they was a bunch of them. They didn't know they was on 300. Well, God, he messed with their heads too, and they got to running around. They was turning on each other and fighting each other, and then they took off a running. They didn't know what to do. And then they took off after them, and old Gideon won the battle, and they said, we ain't messing with those old Gideon feller. I tell you what, he's got God on his side. We're gonna stay away from them Israelites for a little while. And that's what happened with old Gideon. We'll see y'all later.